What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about why you keep losing weight and then gaining it back and what you can do to fix it for good. All right, guys, as we break down this topic of why you keep losing weight and then regaining it back, there's three things I want to walk you through that if you will take these seriously and you'll really implement these, you can fix this for good. All right, number one, and this is the first thing that you need to understand, and it's probably not gonna be what you think. You know, the things that I'm gonna talk about after this are much more practical, hands-on, what you should be doing with your nutrition and your training, but this thing is much more internal. And this is something that I've discovered after us helping thousands of clients is really the culprit for why people either get results or don't get results. Or in this case, they get results and then they go back, and it's this. You cannot just do a program. If you want to lose weight, you cannot just do a program. You have to actually become a different person. Here's what I mean. Most people will do a workout program, do a nutrition program, try 75 hard, they'll stick to it, they'll be consistent, and maybe they get to their goal. And then what happens when they get to that end of that 75 days? They say, oh man, now I can go back to normal, right? What is that doing? That says, hey, I know I was doing this thing for a second, but now I'm gonna go back to normal. And I get normal results again. My body slowly shifts back to where it was. Why? Because during that period, they were doing different actions, but they didn't actually become a different person. And so the secret, this is the best advice I could ever give you, whether it's your health or any other area that you want to grow in and get sustainable change, the secret to you not just losing weight, but keeping the weight off is you actually becoming a different person. It's you having an identity shift, you seeing yourself differently. Instead of saying, I'm gonna try to lose weight, it's I need to see myself as I'm a healthy person. And so because I'm a healthy person, I eat like this. Because I'm a healthy person, I move my body. Because I'm a healthy person, I do these certain things. But until you see yourself as that, you're not gonna get the external changes. Why? Because your beliefs shape your behaviors. Your identity shapes your actions. So if you will change what you see yourself as, the external begins to change. One of my favorite phrases, if you're taking notes, write this down. You do what you do because of what you think of you. The actions that you take are a direct reflection of your identity. The beliefs that you have shape your behaviors. What you do on a daily basis is a reflection of this internal world. Your outer world is reflected by your inner world. And I'm saying all this to really reinforce for you that you can do all the programs, all the practical things that you want, but if you don't start to look internally at what got me here in the first place, it's never gonna stick. And there's plenty of things I could tell you on how to start to shape that identity. I actually have done another training on this channel on how to shift your identity, how to actually become a different person. So look in the description below for those links so you can watch those trainings, but that's the best advice I can give you. Before any practical tools is to become a different person. Focus on shaping this internal world so you can get the outer results. Now that you understand the mindset behind getting sustainable change so you don't lose the weight and then gain it back, I want to give you two practical approach-based guidance so that you can actually begin to implement something here. Number one is you need something custom for your body. The biggest problem I see with our clients and with a ton of other people that I get to serve and support is they try to get specific results with the generic program. They want their body to be custom made in a certain ways. I want more muscle and I want less fat. I want to feel like this. But then they try a very generic program thinking it's going to work for them. They try keto, or they try intermittent fasting, or they try 75 hard, or whatever the new program is that they've been told is going to work. And does it work? Yes, for a short period of time, those things can work because they're aggressive changes, but they're never sustainable. And even if they are sustainable, it's not specifically what your body needs. What's crazy to think about is you listen to this, maybe don't need intermittent fasting. You listen to this, may not need keto. You may need something different based off of your body, your goals, your habits, your lifestyle, your genetic predispositions, your hormone issues. All of that paints a picture of your specific body that's like a unique fingerprint. And if you try a generic thing for a very specific body, you're gonna be guessing on results. And that's the case for any change, is if you don't have data, you can't make good decisions. So my number one recommendation is if you want to get sustainable, lasting results and you don't want to gain the weight back every time you lose it, is try to do something specific for your body. And the way that happens is by getting testing done. I would highly recommend getting hormones tested, getting your nutrient deficiencies tested, getting your gut health tested, getting your metabolic health tested so that you know what's going on in your body. And if you want to learn more about those testing, I've done plenty of other trainings on each one of those specifically and how to use them and where to get them. So go to the description below. You can see a bunch of links for those. But I would love to know too, when we're talking about testing, what testing have you done? Have you found any cool information? What have you done with data? That's something I love to learn about. Maybe someone in the comments will learn from your testing experience too. Amazing. So once you have taken the mindset shift of actually becoming a new person, you have now gotten data, you've gotten testing done so that you know what your body needs, you know what specifically you should focus on. The next piece of advice I would give you is to do something sustainable. This may sound super simple, but I'm gonna say it again because I think you need to hear it. If you're like me, you're a competitive person, you're high achieving, you want your goals really fast, then you try to accelerate the process by biting off more than you can chew. And you say, I'm gonna do 75 hard, 2 workouts a day, I'm gonna eat 1,000 calories a day, I'm gonna do all out. But what happens is you burn out really quickly and you can't stick with that. The question I wanna ask you right now is, if you're a keto person, is are you gonna cut out carbs for the rest of your life? That sounds awful to me. Like if you can do that, I know very few people who can. I've got one friend that does, and I'm always amazed and in awe, but that's probably not realistic for you. It's the same thing with carnivore or any of these other diets is, are you gonna remove that stuff from your life forever? No. So then why would you try to lose weight doing that? Because the same way you get it off is typically how you have to keep it off. So my recommendation for you is, on top of the internal change and on top of getting testing for your body, is once you understand what you need, do it sustainably. The best way to lose weight and to keep it off is to do it in a way that doesn't feel like you're dieting at all. Doesn't feel like you're really doing anything different. You're just making small changes that compound over time. One of my favorite phrases is, better to be consistently good than occasionally great. That consistency compounds. If I try to be all out sprinting and really perfect, I'll burn out and I'll end up sabotaging myself and going right back to where I was. And so the best challenge for you is, instead of doing these crazy intense programs, find some small changes that you can make over time. A really great book that talks about this. There's actually 2 of them. One is Atomic Habits. Number 2 is Compound Effect. Both of those books, and I don't get anything from this, but I'll include the links in the description below, have changed my life and have really allowed even the clients that we serve to see much more sustainable change because they take small changes that lead to massive differences over time. So let's talk about what a sustainable approach would actually look like for you. What most people do is they try to, when they lose weight, to cut calories really low and to add activity in way faster than they should. And so I want to give you as kind of a more simple framework that will allow you to get really sustainable results that don't feel like you're being super aggressive. So there's 2 pieces that I want to give you to be able to do that. One is meals, the second is movement. I'm going to break down what you should be focusing on there to get really easy, sustainable results. Number 1 is meals. There's 2 things that I want you to focus on, and I'm actually going to show you how to calculate these as well. In those meals, you should be focusing on, first off, your calorie intake and your protein intake. Calories and protein. Those are the 2 foundational building blocks to get you started. From there, you can go way deeper in carbs and fats, in your gut health, and what nutrients you need to introduce more of, and what types of foods to avoid. But the foundational piece, those 2 things are the most important, of how many calories and how much protein. I'm gonna give you a quick range. If you're wanting to lose weight, and that's your goal, and you wanna keep it off, I would recommend starting with 12 times your body weight in calories. So if you're 200 pounds, you multiply that by 12, that's 2,400 calories as a starting place. That 2,400 calories should be your foundation to start to see how your body starts losing weight. That's not a super aggressive number for a 200-pound person. That's a moderate deficit. And if you start to lose weight there, just stay there until you stop losing weight. If you don't lose weight with that, maybe chop off a little bit. I wouldn't go any lower than 10 times your body weight, which is 2,000 calories. Anything less than that, you start to get really aggressive. Again, the goal is sustainability and consistency. So somewhere between 10 and 12 times your body weight should be a pretty quick change, but not so aggressive that you feel like you're starving. So take your body weight. I'm around 200 pounds, that's why I use that number. Multiply it somewhere between 10 and 12, so my starting place would be 2,000 to 2,400 calories. All right, let's talk about protein now. This one is super simple. This is something for me that doesn't change at all, even if I'm trying to gain mass or gain muscle, or if I'm trying to lose weight like we're talking about. I tend to keep my protein intake about the same all the time because it's really simple this way. And I think if I were you, I would do it this way too, is just take your body weight and multiply it by 1. That's how much protein you should be eating in grams. Super simple. If you're 200 pounds, you should be eating 200 grams of protein. It's a really good estimation. Now, some people argue that you only need about 0.75 times your body weight. Some argue that you can eat up to 1.25. I've just found it's really easy just to say 1 times my body weight. And as I lose weight, I decrease my protein a little bit. So most of the time I'm eating around 200 to 205 grams. And I think that's a really good starting place for you, is on top of eating somewhere between 10 and 12 times your body weight in calories, is to get 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. Life hack, simple way to start tracking that is get an app called MyFitnessPal. This app will actually allow you to track your food, so you see how many calories, you see how many protein that you need to be eating on a daily basis and what that actually looks like food-wise as you eat it. Super simple, really easy to follow. It's something we recommended for all of our clients. As a side note, I did a whole separate training on what apps that you need fitness-wise to get the best results. We talk about recovery, we talk about food, we talk about training, and it lists off a ton of apps that you can use to optimize those results. Click the link in the description if you want to go check that one out. But let's talk about now movement. So we've dialed in the foundation of your meals in a really sustainable way. So it's not aggressive. You can get really good results in an easy, sustainable way. Now let's talk about movement. This is super simple. Unless you're gonna be a bodybuilder or a professional athlete or you're trying to perform for some sort of race, your movement is important, but it's not as important as your food. Movement is just a tool to increase your muscle mass and burn more calories, as well as increase your cardiovascular health. And so we don't have to be crazy specific and crazy intense in our training. We just need to move consistently to train our body and to optimize it. And so the 2 recommendations I would give for you is just pick a couple times a week to start moving your body. Whether that's body weight workouts, that is running, that is some sort of resistance training, just start getting your body moving as a really good foundational place. And number 2 is to track your steps. There's tons of studies that I could read for you, and the value of how many steps you take on a daily basis directly correlating to disease prevention, to longevity, to fat loss. Steps are just such a key to longevity and great results. I would highly recommend both of those. So start training consistently. I'd recommend doing some sort of resistance training so you can add muscle and increase your metabolism and increase your bone density for longevity. But even if you just want to start moving in some capacity, more of something is better than none of amazing. So get something started. And number 2, start tracking your steps. Shoot for a number that you can hit consistently and then slowly build. I personally aim for 10,000 steps a day. So now you have gotten the mindset dialed in to become a different person so you don't gain the weight back, you just have a new normal. 2, you've gotten testing done so you know what your specific body needs, so you're not guessing. And number 3 is you have a really practical framework of meals and movement to make it not crazy aggressive, but something really sustainable. You're not doing keto and 75 hard and starving yourself. You're following a really easy framework that will get you started. These 3 steps are a really good foundational place to make sure that you not only lose the weight, but you keep it off. Now, if you want more help on, okay, how many proteins should I eat once I start to lose weight? Or how many carbs and fat should I eat? Or what types of foods? Or what should my workouts look like? I've created a whole free ebook that'll give you free workout programs, will give you nutrition programs, will help you calculate those calories if you don't even want to do math and you just want someone to do it for you. So click the link in the description. That's the free ebook, and I will walk you through all of that and give you all the free resources I can to help you get amazing results. Thanks for tuning in today. I will see you on the next one.